The bombs haven't stopped falling. Gaza's hospitals are overwhelmed, its streets are lined with rubble, and its children make up a horrifying share of the dead. Against this backdrop, US President Donald Trump, speaking alongside Turkish President Erdogan during the UN General Assembly session, laid out the opening of a 21-point plan to end Israel's war on Gaza. So what's really in this proposal? Could it stop the bloodshed or simply freeze the battlefield? And does it open a path to justice or just a pause before the next round? Let's break it down in today's Star Explains. According to a report by the Washington Post, the plan calls for an immediate halt to military operations, followed within 48 hours by the release of 20 living Israeli hostages and the return of 24 bodies. Hamas would be required to destroy its offensive weapons, while members who pledged to abandon violence would receive amnesty. Those wishing to leave Gaza would be safely assisted in relocating to other countries. The report further said governance would shift to an interim administration made up of Palestinian and international experts overseen by a newly created international body. A multinational stabilization force would deploy until a reformed Palestinian Authority can take over. Israel would gradually withdraw its troops, leaving only a border presence. The plan also states that Gazans will not be forced to leave, and those who do leave would retain the right to return, though it does not specify where they would stay during Gaza's reconstruction or Trump's economic plan. The plan pledges a major humanitarian effort, clearing debris, restoring water and power, and reopening hospitals. It also hints at a future path to Palestinian statehood once security benchmarks are met. Qatar's role as mediator is formally recognized, and according to a Gaza official, some Arab governments have preliminarily agreed to participate in the international force, though further negotiations are needed. Trump is expected to press Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to adopt the plan during a meeting at the White House today. An Israeli senior official told reporters on Friday that leaders would review the plan ahead of Trump's arrival. U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff says he is confident a breakthrough could be reached in days. But neither side has formally accepted the plan. Netanyahu faces pressure from his far-right coalition partners who oppose any international force or steps that could lead to statehood. Israeli analysts have warned that agreeing to these terms could fracture his government. Media reports say Trump has grown frustrated with Netanyahu and even publicly criticized him after Israeli airstrikes in Qatar targeted Hamas negotiators. That tension could put extra weight in today's White House meeting. Hamas, for its part, has not issued a public response. Sources quoted in Israeli media claim it could agree to a framework that trades all Israeli hostages for the release of thousands of Palestinian prisoners, but this remains unconfirmed. Any ceasefire plan must reckon with the scale of destruction. According to Gaza's health ministry, over 66,000 Palestinians have been killed since Israel began its retaliation to Hamas's October 7, 2023 attack. Nearly half of them, women and children. Neighborhoods lie in ruins and basic infrastructure has collapsed. Aid groups warn that even if the guns fall silent, starvation and disease could take out 1,000 more lives without immediate access to food, medicine, and fuel. The plan raises difficult questions. Who verifies that Hamas has disarmed? Who chooses the qualified experts to govern Gaza? And how are they accountable to the people they rule? How will the international force be viewed on the ground, as peacekeepers or occupiers? And perhaps, most critically, can any agreement address Palestinian demands for dignity and justice, not just silence? Netanyahu's meeting with Trump in Washington will be key. Look for signs that the Israeli cabinet is willing to back prisoner swaps and troop withdrawals, and whether the US can rally regional allies to contribute to a stabilization force. Watch also for a formal Hamas statement. A public yes or no will determine whether this plan remains a document or becomes a diplomatic milestone. The 21-point plan is not just a test of diplomacy, but of will to stop the killing, to deliver aid at scale, and to ensure Gaza is not left to bleed in silence. If this proposal is to be more than another press conference, it must produce real protection for civilians and a credible political horizon. Anything less risks leaving Gaza exactly where it is now: shattered, starving, dying.